I'm really self-conscious. I don't like people. I don't like you people looking at me right now. I always get overlooked for promotions. I don't know, man, I just always feel, depressed. I'm not fun, I'm not cool, I'm not the party girl. I know you guys don't like me. I know you're going to stop watching me within the next 5 seconds. You always do. And I know why it is. I know. It's because I'm not an extrovert, isn't it? Isn't it? I hope you enjoyed that Oscar-worthy acting performance right there. That was me highlighting many of the characteristics that are often associated with introverts. For whatever reason, introverts are often overlooked, put down, judged. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why you should never dismiss or overlook an introvert. As you may have gathered, I am a proud introvert. Now, that wasn't always the case. It took me many years to figure out why being an introvert is actually really cool and really special, and what we bring to the table that an extrovert could never bring to the table. And I'm really excited to share what I've learned with you here today. Before I get started though, I think it's worth laying out what an introvert is and what an extrovert is. An introvert is someone whose attention is generally oriented around their own thoughts and feelings, whereas an extrovert's interest and attention generally lays outside of themselves, so they're much more focused on the world around them and the people in it. I should mention that there is also a third personality type, and that is the ambivert. Now, if you haven't guessed it already, the ambivert is someone who has a fairly balanced amount of introvert and extrovert in them. Anyway, back to introverts. I'm going to hit you with some amazing facts about these awesome people. Number one is that we go deep. What do I mean by that? I mean introverts are typically deep thinkers. In our quiet solitude, we love to delve deep into the underbelly of every topic or subject that we're fascinated by. We really get our teeth into it and explore it in great detail. Just on the topic as well of how we think, we tend to also be pretty independent thinkers. And there's a good reason for that. When you're somebody who spends a lot of time around other people, a very interesting psychological phenomena takes place, which is groupthink. Groupthink is something that happens pretty unconsciously. It's very natural, and it's simply that we can't help but take on the thoughts, the ideas, and the beliefs of the people that we're spending the most time with. Introverts, on the other hand, are kind of free from that. We spend so much time alone that there's a higher chance we are going to be able to develop our own thoughts, ideas, and belief systems free, to some extent, of outside influence. Number two, and I love this one, is that we are statistically smarter. Boom! Now, I'm going to have to refer to my laptop to give you a statistic to back up my very bold statement. So, quote, "It appears that introversion increases with intelligence so that more than 75% of people with an IQ above 160 are, you guessed it, introverted." Yay! Number three is that we are creative. Now, extroverts tend to be able or to enjoy to express themselves when they're out in social settings, whether that's through their crazy outfits or wild dancing, or even just through their conversations and interactions with people. They're constantly getting their need to express themselves that we all have in one way or another. They're getting it out into the open all the time. Whereas introverts don't do that. We take ourselves away to our little cave and we begin writing, painting, inventing. And I don't say that lightly. Of course, not every introvert is a writer, a painter, or an inventor, but statistically, a great deal of some of the most successful people in the fields that I just listed are or were self-proclaimed introverts. Number four is that we are quiet observers. So extroverts can typically be found in a loud place, shouting over each other, trying to get their point heard. And that's no shade on extroverts. I love extroverts. I've got many extroverts in my life, but God bless them, that's just how they are. Whereas us introverts, we're in the background, we're chilling, we're studying you guys, we're collecting data points, we're missing nothing that's going on. And on many levels, some of which I'll come to later in my last point, that gives us a great advantage. Number 6 is we're independent. Because we so enjoy our own company and we thrive on being alone, we don't rely on other people or the need to be around other people in the same way that an extrovert might. So that's not to say that introverts don't absolutely love their friends and family, love being around the people that they really like and they love and they want in their lives. It just means that they don't need that in the same way that extroverts do. What that also means is that introverts are far less likely to get into codependent relationships. And I guess that's a pretty good thing, right? Because codependent relationships ain't where it's at. Number 7, my final point, is that we are excellent strategists. Now, remember what I was talking about before when I said that we're constantly observing and collecting data points, and remember how I said that we're prone to be deep thinkers? The combination of that and the fact that we also are usually more risk adverse means that we make excellent strategists. We are people who really pore over the details of any decision that we're making or any strategy, whether it's a life strategy, a business strategy, whatever. You know you're going to get something that's very well considered, packed full of data points, and just awesome. Like us, you know. So that concludes the 7 reasons why introverts are bomb. And yeah, I'm a white girl who just said bomb. What y'all gonna do? Before I wrap this video up, I really want to just talk directly to my introvert babies who are watching me right now. Even though it can feel like the whole world favors and is geared up for extroverts, I want you guys to know that we play a really vital and valuable role in society that can never be filled by an extrovert. I mentioned this earlier, but some of the most successful, well-respected people who have ever lived have been self-proclaimed introverts. And I'm not joking around here. I'm talking about Einstein. I'm talking about Nikola Tesla, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Rosa Parks. I could go on. So don't ever think that being an introvert is a disadvantage, because it ain't. Introversion is not a deficit, it's not something you need to cure, it's not something you need to change, it's something you need to embrace. Why? Because ultimately being you is what is cool. If you are your authentic self, no one else on the planet can compete with you. How awesome is that? Honestly, guys, that just blows my mind. I think that is such an empowering statement to remind all of us who ever doubt ourselves, who on this particular topic ever feel ashamed of not being the outgoing, loud, fun, party person, extrovert that everyone's looking at. So what? Let them be that. That's amazing for them. But you are you, and that in itself is enough, that in itself is amazing, and that in itself should be enough. If you take it on and you own it, it should and it will and it can be enough to help you fly. Okay, that's the cheese done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to learn any more about introversion, a lady called Susan Cain did a really cool TED Talk on it. Jay Shetty has also got a couple of really interesting videos on introversion. I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And, you know, I'm a new channel, so please do give me a subscribe. So that's it from me for now. I will see you guys really soon. Take care.